I am so glad that you stopped by. I've missed you. Every time I see you here, it lights up my day. And you know what makes me feel even better is when you come and you let me know that these videos are helping you. They're making a difference and that you're learning. So please drop a comment, even if it's just to say hi or let me know where you're watching from. We have viewers literally from all over the globe, and I love to travel, so I love to hear where you're viewing us from. I'm Debra, your dementia expert, watchdog, and your best friend. You can confide in me. My mission is to turn the dementia industry upside down. My goal is to make the world change how they treat, see, and care for people with dementia. And the only way I can do that is with your help. I need you to share these videos and this channel with as many people as you can. This is a movement. It's so incredibly important. I don't have to tell you how hard this is. You're living it every day. You know what this struggle is like. I want to make it easier. I will disrupt the cognitive care industry. It needs an overhaul, big time. I have created simple, easy to implement modern techniques and scripts that will work the same day. So again, I'm thrilled you're here and joining my movement. I have seen dementia from all angles. So whether you're a professional, been there, or a family member, been there, an educator, been there too. I've seen it all from every perspective. So I truly understand. I get it. I've taught and I've walked the walk, both at home with my mom and at homes with hundreds of clients and their families, and with hundreds in care facilities with medical workers. Yeah, I got you. So when I talk about dementia, you can bet that I've walked in your shoes. I can be very sensitive to your situation, and I can also be very critical of your situation at the same time. And dealing with people with cognitive decline isn't easy, but it's also not that hard. It's just a matter of skills. That's all. Skills. Everything in our lives revolves around our skill level. And I'm so glad that you're here with me to work on our skills together. If you want even more, you can head over to my website. I have an even deeper trainings available for all levels and budgets at answersaboutalz.org. Today, we are diving into stage 3. At stage 3 of the 7-stage model of the global deterioration scale, which is the model that we will be using for this 7-stage series. This is still very early in the process. Symptoms can still be vague and unpredictable. Memory loss and cognition may still not be obvious, and early symptoms, especially around stage 3, are still going to vary quite a bit. The most common visible early symptoms will be a loss of memory of the most recent events and conversations. So a person may not remember what they had for lunch, or that they had just had a conversation with their doctor on the phone to confirm an appointment, or they don't maybe remember that you visited them yesterday, or that they just talked to you on the phone a half an hour ago. The loss of most recent events and recollection of recent events is one of the earliest warning signs and the most recognized. Stages 1 through 3 are still considered pre-dementia. At stage 3, this will still be considered a gradual onset of symptoms, and many don't recognize that these are due to a more serious diagnosis like Alzheimer's or another type of dementia. Or they might also just think it's normal aging, or that they're just slowing down a bit. Cognition and memory loss symptoms will not be consistent and may throw someone off thinking that it's just normal aging. It's stage 3 when a doctor might be able to diagnose MCI or mild cognitive impairment, which does not always lead to a diagnosis of dementia. In fact, only 10 to 15% of people diagnosed with MCI or mild cognitive impairment will go on to develop another disease such as Alzheimer's. If going forward you feel you have a diagnosis of Alzheimer's or another form of dementia, these cognitive diseases are progressive, meaning they will continue their destruction. They will not stop. They are not curable, and they do result in death. There are some medications and ways that we can help to slow the symptoms and somewhat ease the symptoms, but there currently is no cure. Like I said before, at stage 3, these symptoms will be gradual and possibly overlooked as typical aging. But what's important here is that many people don't realize or understand that dementia symptoms can also be a result of another condition that could be reversible. Patients often avoid going to the doctor when they notice memory or cognition loss because they're afraid of a dementia diagnosis. But what if it is something that is reversible or treatable? Some examples of some treatable conditions are a brain hemorrhage, a vitamin B12 deficiency, malnutrition, depression, sleep deprivation, drug and alcohol interactions, a brain tumor, and many, many more. These are conditions that can cause dementia-type symptoms that are treatable and need medical attention. Delaying treatment can cause further or more permanent damage. In the previous videos covering stage 1 and stage 2 of the GDS, or Global Deterioration Stage model, we mostly talked about that there really is no cognitive decline, no noticeable cognitive decline during these stages. So at stage 3 is really the beginning of when we're going to start actually noticing that there is a decline. We're going to start recognizing that something is not right. This is the perfect time to start gathering facts and getting baseline testing, because a diagnosis can never be made from one visit to a doctor or a neurologist. It takes several visits over quite an extended period of time to get a diagnosis of dementia. So, like I said earlier, these cognitive deficiencies are really going to come on gradually. It's not something you're going to notice all the time, every day. It's going to be more sporadic. Some of the things that earlier either the person with dementia or their family or friends might start noticing would be mild changes in memory and thinking. So, for instance, if the person may have trouble remembering someone's name that they just met, not somebody that they've known for a long time, but somebody that they just met, like at a party or a business function. They also might have trouble grasping the name of an object. The person in stage 3 might start losing items. And when I say losing items, I mean losing important items like a wallet or your glasses or your money or a piece of jewelry, things that are of value. Another symptom in stage 3 is when the person with dementia can show problems with trying to plan something, like maybe a big family event or a holiday. Or they have trouble organizing and keeping things in order. So they might be late on a payment of a bill because they're not organizing their paperwork very well anymore. They have difficulty following steps and doing things in a particular order or sequence. So things like following a recipe that maybe they've made it 100 times before. They may find it more difficult at this stage. If the person with dementia is currently still working, this could be when coworkers may notice that the person with dementia is showing signs of poor performance at work. They may not be able to multitask or keep up with their coworkers. Oftentimes, people talk about people with dementia losing or getting lost in familiar places. This would not be happening yet at stage 3. Now notice that I said lost in familiar places. However, the person with dementia at stage 3 could get lost in unfamiliar places, which would mean that they were unable to resolve a situation where they got turned around and they weren't able to figure it out on their own, or at least not without a struggle. Some other symptoms of stage 3 would be poor concentration, which would also fall under the work category, or maybe if they volunteer at their church or they belong to a club or an organization, they may find concentrating on a particular task or hobbies could also become much more difficult. Depression and anxiety is definitely a warning sign in the early stages because they do start to notice that there's something wrong. And this is very scary for the person with dementia. And it can often result in anxiety and depression symptoms as well. The person in stage 3 can also be in denial. No one wants to believe that they're having problems with their brain. This can also be when a person with dementia may begin to repeat themselves and they won't realize that they have just asked you a question, or maybe they're telling the same story over and over again. Well, there you have it. Stage 3. Hey, before I forget, please subscribe and share this channel with 1 million people. Help me change the world as we see it. I love you guys. Together we can, and I'll see you soon. I'll guarantee that you can get the same results. Join our modern dementia care strategies. To apply, go to answersaboutalz.org or call us at 585-775-5949.